Welcome to my tutorial for the Runaway optional mission in Resident Evil 2 Remake. And for this, I recommend trying to hold on to the enhanced bullets and only use them when you need them. So for this first enemy coming up, just use your regular handgun rounds. You switch between rounds with RB. So use your regular handgun rounds, and 3 or 4 headshots should take this guy out. You want to make sure you kill him. You don't really want to miss headshots, especially with the enhanced rounds. If you miss one of these first 2 headshots, it's better just reset the mission. So get your enhanced ammo out and headshot that guy, and it'll kill him. Make sure you have your enhanced ammo out, though. Otherwise, it won't really do much. Again, use your enhanced ammo to headshot this guy and kill him. You want to kill those 2 pale zombies because they will rush you and pretty much fuck you up while you're trying to do other shit. So take out this, shoot this guy's kneecaps until he drops the backpack and just grab, I believe, the keys in there, which you need to exit. I like to grab a hand grenade out of that dispenser. I like to use it on the bus area, which I'll explain. Keep in mind that if you shoot these pale head zombies, once with an enhanced bullet, even in the body, it'll freeze them for a moment, and you can run by them. So that's another way to deal with them. But in this part, I recommend killing both of them. Now, I like to put about 3 to 7 rounds in this guy from a distance. Sometimes 3 rounds will take him out so that his backpack drops. But once his backpack drops, just run straight and grab it. And there's a chance that you will maybe get bitten once by one of the dogs, but sometimes you won't. Then just be ready to immediately mash the button and use the key and mash the A button to make sure you open the door immediately. Otherwise, you may get bitten again. Now for this part, you're going to use that hand grenade. I like to wait for some of the enemies to leave the bus and then use the hand grenade while they're still clustered together. If you do it right, I think it's possible to take them all out with 1 grenade. I've done it to where there was maybe 2 guys left or 1 guy left after a grenade, but it doesn't always work out that well. So maybe use your flamethrower to finish off some of the scragglers. All you really, the main thing you want is to take down the guy with the backpack again, so you can grab some more flame fuel. That is optional, but the flamethrower can be useful to have more fuel for. Of course, you're going to waste some fuel trying to take these guys out, so you have to weigh it out. But yeah, you can grab some flame fuel here. And then there's also another vending machine. Before you go into the bus, there's another vending machine where you can get some more shit. So yeah, here you can get... I go for the high-powered rounds, I think, for this part. It's worth having a good number of them. So yeah, I think I ended up grabbing those. I had to think about it for a moment. Now here it's optional to take out the rest of these guys with the flames if you want. What I did was I cut it kind of close by luring them out pretty far from the bus. And then what I do is run back in the bus and I immediately flame the 2 palehead zombies inside the bus. They do take a little while to burn, but I ended up going that route. You could also use a high-powered round and shoot through both of them. You may be able to do a double headshot and kill them both, or maybe just stun them both and run past them, but it's a very narrow space, so I wasn't sure if that would work. So lately I've been just flaming them. This was my only successful time beating the mission, so it's not going to be super refined, but I can explain everything pretty well. I think these tips will work. I watched someone else's playthrough beforehand, but I ended up modifying some of the strategies because certain things worked better for me, since I wasn't trying for a no-damage one. Here I recommend grabbing the green herb and mixing it with the red one and making a full life heal for later. Now for this part, you may want to lure the zombies out. I wouldn't recommend wasting trying to kill them, but when you go in that door, see, I retreated because I heard the licker growl. If the licker makes a roar or a growl when you open the door, it means that he's aware of your presence. So do not go in if that happens. What you need to do is you need to walk to that door and just open it by pushing it by walking slowly. If you run into it and open it fast, you're going to awaken the licker and he's going to be aware of your presence. So you want to walk in that door very slow. See, look, you need enough room to just go in very slow. She'll always kind of nudge it like she's going to bang it, but it won't really cause a problem. But now you're going to want to stab this guy on the ground. This is the hard part because this is the hardest part of the whole mission, I think. Because usually when I stab these guys, one of the lickers will be alerted or get stabbed and it'll cause a big mess, like you'll see. I have done it without alerting them, but only one time. So Yeah, so you grab the key. As soon as you get the key, you may take a hit from the liquor, but try to run in a wide arc away from them and get back to that door. Or not back to it, get to the new door where you have to use the key. See, I took 2 hits there. Then I was able to kind of run, I think, in a wide arc and get the fuck out of there. Luckily, I didn't get hit again, so I maintained full life by healing. You know, of course, you can do that without getting hit, but you may take damage on that part, which is okay, because with the strategy I use, you know, you don't need to be perfect. Now, this character has an infinite knife, which means she can stab as much as she wants, but the most important, she can use the knife as a defense item as much as she wants. So anytime you get grabbed and hit LB, you'll stab it into the guy, and you'll avoid damage. Now, if you do that, if anyone grabs you and you do that on them, it's up to you whether or not you want to try to kill that zombie to retrieve the knife, because you still have to take them out to retrieve the knife back. So that's up to you. I recommend trying to hold on to the knife to the very end of the mission, because it can save your ass at the very last sprint. Now, what I do here is you can kill these guys if you want, but they don't offer you anything. So what I like to do is I take my time and I just kind of lure all the guys out as far as I could. I did have to make some, dangerous maneuvering to get through the crowd, but I was able to get through without getting grabbed. And then you have a clear area just to run through. So I recommend doing that. You could also let the palehead zombie at the end, before the gate, grab you and put a knife in him, but then you waste your knife. So I don't recommend doing it. I recommend doing it this way. See, there's a palehead zombie that will be at the end of the zombies. It'll be right here where this door is. And you could just let him grab you and just use a defense knife on him and run past him. But like I said, I think that's wasteful, because I think it's good to have that combat knife, especially for the end of the mission. Now, here's a tricky part where you have to kind of debate what you want to use. This is why it's good to have a lot of high-powered rounds. See, because right now I'm thinking about what weapons I'm going to use and, exactly how I'm going to try to do this part. But, yeah, this part, you definitely want to take out the 2 palehead zombies. The best way, the most efficient way is probably to headshot both of them with 1 shot each of a high-powered handgun round. So the first one's going to kind of appear. His head's going to be around where that pull is. But I think I fucked it up and didn't hit him in the head. So I had to use 4 high-powered rounds, which was a waste. But you can do it with 2 high-powered rounds if you don't fuck that up, if you get the headshots the first time. You want to take them out, because now you got to deal with one of the hardest parts, which is all these dogs. So with the dogs, you're going to want to use high-powered rounds on most of them. And if you don't hit them in the head, they can take 2 high-powered rounds, it seems. So what I kind of did was I used a few of my high-powered rounds, but then I was running low, so I just started using regular ammo, which didn't work out too well. I did end up getting bitten, but I was able to finish off the dog with an ass shot with a high-powered round. But you may want to mix up using a few high-powered rounds and regular ammo, because if you can, you really want to save, at least 1 high-powered round. It's worth having more like 3 left, but you don't really want to have none. But you can still survive. There's ways around it. Like you said, I only have 1 high-powered round. I was still able to beat the mission. But the part with the dogs, that can be tricky, because you can take out 2 dogs at once with a high-powered round when they're grouped together at the end. But it's a tricky shot. Now, for this, you can use regular handgun until these things get stunned. See, I didn't even stun it properly. I almost got grabbed because of that. I fucked that up. But if you shoot them enough with regular handgun ammos, you can stun them. They'll freeze in place, and you can run past them. But I fucked that up. Now, here is actually this part. This may be the hardest part, because what you have to do here is there's a lot of fucking zombies, and your goal here is going to be to grab the backpack. You'll see one of these zombies has a backpack on. It's a palehead zombie, and it takes a lot of hits. And of course, they're about twice as fast and very aggressive. So see, I tried to grab it, but after stunning it, I was hoping I could. But then I tried to stab it, and that wasn't going too well. So I eventually finished it off by putting regular rounds into it. It took a lot of shots. I didn't really have much high-powered ammunition. I had 1 shot to use. So once the backpack drops, I kind of took my time and tried to get the enemies to spread out more. And then I end up circling back around and grabbing the backpack. It's a little dangerous, but I wouldn't recommend trying to fight all these guys. So you'll get a key here. Now, that backpack was optional. But if you don't have that key, You have to take a much more dangerous route in the prison. So I recommend getting that key. You don't have to get it, but then you're gonna have a hard time in the confined spaces trying to get through later. So there's another backpack guy here. Try to take him out with a few shots to the legs. Things got real messy here because there's a lot of these pale zombies that are very hard to dodge. But eventually, you can grab that backpack, you get your second key. And luckily there was nobody obstructing this path, so I barely make it into here. And there's going to be a green herb, which is going to be useful. You can at least get some health back. Yeah, the green herb is pretty much the most useful thing to grab in there, so grab that and maybe heal yourself, because you don't want to have to worry about healing, mid fight, because you're probably going to get grabbed. Now, I still have my defense knife, which ends up saving my ass at the end. So it's good to try to hold on to that till the end. Now here you just lure these guys to kind of come out and then run back this way. You'll hear them all growl at the same time, and you'll hear some doors rattle, and then that's how you know that you kind of lured them out. For this guy, try to kill him. Either burn him to death or use the rest of your ammo. You definitely want to kill this guy. Or maybe not. You know what? I guess I didn't end up fully killing him. And he never came back, so I was okay, I guess. Here I recommend getting some high-powered rounds over the flame fuel. Now, for this part, try to get the enemies until they leave this area. See, they'll try to go around to get you, and they'll leave this area, and then open the door. Don't open it when the enemies are all around, and don't try to waste ammo thinning them out. Now here, if you dodge correctly, you can actually dodge around the pale zombie and zigzag and miss the other zombie as well. But I didn't do that. I ended up using my survival knife. I did try to dodge it at the end, but I didn't even know. I don't think I even knew that I had the survival knife, but it ended up saving my ass. So if you have it, you can use it at the very end just to get through. And let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.